Your court television news starting now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a breaking news announcement / update here on the NJCourts TV news channel. I am your host, NJCourts, and I hope you're having a fantastic start to your Tuesday morning. It is November the 26th. As a matter of fact, we are 2 days away from Turkey Day, Thanksgiving, so I hope you're ready for it. And boy, oh boy, if you missed it, did we have a weekend. And as a matter of fact, before I start today's stream, I want to say another big thank you to everybody that helped participate, donate to, be part of, even just as a viewer on Saturday, as part of the NJCourts Thanksgiving Day party / handing out food to those that needed it day. We helped a lot of people here in my community. We dispersed over 5 pizzas. Dispersed all the food we had, including dog food. We had some bunch of packets of sanitizing hand pads to wash your face and hands. Gave away all those. As a matter of fact, all we have left are some brand new socks and gloves that I will be giving out this Thursday on Thanksgiving Day. I'm going to go to the Community of Hope Village, where was our second stop where we dispersed the last of our items to. I'm going to go there because they're going to be serving a Thanksgiving Day meal. And I'm just going to give out all those items because it probably should be a cold morning to anybody that I think may need them or asks. So I may live stream that, I may not. But either way, I thank everybody that made it out to Saturday and everybody that helped with that project. Like I said before, it really showed to me that there are still a lot of kind people on this internet platform. Even amongst these very bad, toxic individuals that we cover. So it was a very, very nice reminder that people still do care. So cheers to y'all and good morning. Welcome to all the members of the jury. Welcome to all my mods. Welcome to all the viewers, whether you like me, hate me, or you're somewhere in between. I've got some breaking news for you. I think we're the first channel to break it, as a matter of fact. Just as you saw in the thumbnail, MGL, a.k.a. Michelle Sabate, as she goes by her legal name, has finally been charged on 3 charges in the Harris Superior County Court from an incident or from her arrest that stemmed from some, we'll talk about the incident, but stemmed from the date or on the date of February the 17th of this year. So it's been a while, I think the last time we did a discussion on MGL was going over some of her civil side stuff, which had to do with her divorce case and her not leaving the house and all that stuff. But as far as the criminal side, our last update was pretty much the review of her disposition of what happened from her last court date, which had to do with the charges having to do with the 911 call and all that stuff, the harassment of the operator. So since she's been charged with that charge, she was still awaiting being charged with a DUI, 2 DUIs, from Harris County. Now, I think the last time I had looked up some legal information regarding the state of Georgia, it was my understanding that the prosecutors, in this case, the district attorney, has, I believe, 1 year to pretty much bring a case to the court from the date of arrest. If they don't, then that case can possibly be just dismissed. All right. So it was getting close to that date. And I was wondering what was going to be going on. So I had been routinely checking on the criminal side. Again, this is all public information I'm going to share with you. I did a case search through Harris County. And you can do civil and criminal. Of course, you'll see all her civil information. And then on the criminal search, you're going to see her last case, which is the one I just went over that was already been disposed of, or already, yeah, that's the correct word, already had its disposition. But either way, while I was doing that criminal search this morning, because I was actually planning on coming on live today, but not to talk about this, I was going to be doing an update, especially if you're already a member of the jury, you got this update on Friday when I did my members of the jury only update. But for everybody else, I was going to be sharing that information as far as the update on Hampton Brandon's case from last week or hearing. Update on what happened to Alicia Heskett, a.k.a. Old Girl, a.k.a. Ski Mask Andy's girlfriend, who had a hearing last week. And then, of course, we already broke the news that, what's his face? action man had been rescheduled. He had a hearing that was supposed to go on last week, but it got rescheduled, I think, for December. So I was going to do an update on that for you guys today, which I still am. It's not going to be this morning. As a matter of fact, Mike Strokoff has a hearing this morning. So I'm going to try my best to see if I can bring you that hearing either as a video or an audio, or at the bare minimum an update as to what goes on. But as soon as that hearing's over, I'll probably be coming back on again, maybe later in the afternoon, and giving you guys the original NJCourts update I was going to do today. But like I said earlier, as I was just getting all my info put together, I did a search and said, well, let's see if they've done anything on the MGL side. And lo and behold, they sure did, ladies and gents. So I think we gave plenty of time for the notifications to go out. Let me get my chat up here. And I'm sorry if you guys were asking me questions because I didn't even have the chat in front of me. Now I do. I promise it's right here. Let's get going. All right. Gabble, gobble, gobble day. What up, Spirit in the Sky Blue? I also like to say, what is it? Gobble till you wobble, wobble till you gobble. I had my little, Dobby's got a little turkey leg toy, and I thought it was right here, but it wasn't. I was going to show it to you guys. But anyways, I think you guys are here to hear about this news, not about Dobby's turkey toy. But I appreciate, again, everybody being here. I know it's a little early, especially on the West Coast. It's 6:07 for all you there. Oh, NJ, it's too early. Get up. It's Tuesday. And for a lot of you, you're going to start your holiday tomorrow, especially if you're a Monday through Friday and work for the city, county, or state. Maybe you'll have to wait till Thursday. Either way, you'll probably be off tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So get up. You got a great week ahead of you. We've got some awesome news. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share with you the charges that are going to be charged, or have been charged, against Michelle now. And we're going to look at some documents. They sure are. They're definitely part of the channel. As a matter of fact, spam them Dobby and Rio emojis if you got them, please. Remind everybody how cute my babies are. All right. So let me share with you pretty much how I got into this. All right. Let's just start from the website. So let me share this with you here. Give me a minute. All right, let me make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Excellent. Thank you guys for spamming that. All right. So as you can see, and if you're having troubles, remember, go from vertical to horizontal mode, and that should put you into full screen mode. You should be able to see everything here. If not, don't worry. We're going to read it together, and I think I might be able to zoom in a bit. Let me see if that also, I don't know if that reflects on your guys' end, but hopefully it does. But anyways, pretty much what you see when you do a case search under the criminal side for Michelle Sabate, aka MGL, Michelle Goes Live, you see that she's got 2 cases right now under her name through the county of Harris County in Georgia. All right. Now, the case on top here, name number 24-CR-126, that's the one that's already been disposed of, okay? That's the one that I gave you kind of the brief update on that had to do with the harassment call to a 911 operator. You can find the update on that if you just do a search on the main channel for the NJCourts channel on your computer. I don't think you can do it on your phone yet, but there's a little search bar. Just type in MGL, and you'll see every show, broadcast, special update that we've done on MGL. And you'll see the last one, which had to do with that case. But again, that's already been disposed of. We're not talking about that today. What we're talking about today is going to be this case under here that I'm highlighting. That's case number, and get your pen, pencils, and paper out, ladies and gents. It is case number 24-CR-300. All right? So that looks like this was filed just a few days ago. It was filed on November the 21st. So let's see. November the 21st looks like it was last Thursday. All right. So she's got an appearance coming up December the 18th. Damn, we've got a lot of hearings going on December. We're going to be busy in December, ladies and gents. I'll tell you that. But anyways, let's see what else we got here. So we've got, let's start with the charges, right? So let's talk about that. Now, I'm going to, again, I kind of wanted to break this news this morning, so I didn't have a chance to go back to all my notes. But if I'm not mistaken, again, this incident when she was arrested was on February the 17th. As a matter of fact, the picture that you see on the thumbnail, that is her mugshot from that arrest, okay? She's got a few mugshots. I think I've got 3 of them right now. That's one of the 3, but that is the mugshot from the arrest on that from the 17th, okay? Now, if it wasn't mistaken, I think in addition to the 3 charges that they did file on her, she did face a possible or alleged DUI that day. I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure she was arrested for a DUI as well. And I think that had to do with, and again, because she's got 2 of them. So I'm going to have to go back and remind myself of the 2 incidents. But if I'm not mistaken, I think originally she was charged with 4 charges, okay? It appears that they're not charging her with anything in this case having to do with the DUI. As a matter of fact, the 3 charges that they're charging her with are charge number 1 is simple battery, violation code 16-5-23. Charge number 2 is obstruction of an officer, violation code 16-10-24, open parentheses, A, close parentheses. And then our 3rd charge is affixing of plate to conceal or misrepresent identity. And again, that's violation code 40-2-7. All these charges stemming from an offense date of February 17th of 2024. It's showing that all 3 of these are classified as misdemeanors in the state of Georgia. And we'll talk later about what she possibly could be facing if she's sentenced based on her previous criminal record. But the fact that I think she may or may not be on probation, I'd have to go back from her last case, the one having to do with the 911 call, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe she was given probation, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe that once she paid off all her fines and fees, then the probation period would end then, which maybe she hasn't paid those off. So if that's the case, then she still would be under probation. Now, I don't know if this would violate that probation since she was already arrested for this in the past, but technically this has been filed, and I think she still has to report this to her probation officer. Whether they do anything with it or not, I'm not sure, but I'll have to look into that. But that again will be a conversation for another show. But either way, let's continue down here. So let's look at some dates. So it looks like they have here February 26th, something to do with their bond. And we can look at all these documents here. The one that I'm going to share with you is going to go over more or less the accusations of the charges being filed. And that'll tell you more or less what happened without reading the incident report. Which, again, I'll have to remember. I believe the police report for these charges did come out. I don't know if it was my channel that got it first or somebody else and we shared it, but I'm pretty sure that if you go back and do a search, we do have the incident report shared on this incident. But either way, the accusations will give you a nice reminder of what happened. So let's go ahead and start with reading that paperwork. Then if you guys want, we can read some of this other stuff. But it appears that her next hearing is going to be December the 18th at 9:30 a.m. Most recently, it looks like they've compiled a witness list that's been filed, a discovery, compliance, and reciprocal request that we can view. Criminal warrant dismissed paperwork was filed. We can view that. Special conditions of the bond. We'll definitely review that. All right. Because in these conditions obviously have been in place since she was bonded out sometime probably around in February, right after the incident. So let's start with the accusation paperwork first. So let's read that together. Let me get that up here. This is going to be a little tricky here, so I'm sorry if I can't zoom in. I'll read it for you because this is one of those things where I have to have my cursor on one side, and usually I need it to scroll down. It gets kind of difficult, but I think we'll make it work. But here we go. Hey, what up, Zen? All right. Good morning to you. Let me jump back here. So let's start. You got kind of a cover page, so I'll show you that. in the Superior Court of Harris County, September term 2024, state of Georgia versus Michelle Marie Sabate, the defendant. Accusation, all right? Bold letters at the top. Let's go to page 2. Accusation, here you go. Let me just make sure you guys, okay, it looks like I can see this on my phone. Perfect. If I leave this screen is what happens. I lose this. So let's go. All right, so here you go. I'm going to read this for you. Now comes W. Donald Kelly, District Attorney of the Chattahoochee Judicial Circuit, who prosecutes for the state of Georgia in the name and on behalf of the citizens of Georgia, and by virtue of the authority conferred upon him by the laws of said state, as such prosecuting officer charges and accuses Michelle Marie Sabate in bold letters with the offense of simple battery, in that said accused in the state of Georgia and county of Harris on or about the 17th day of February 2024 did unlawfully and intentionally make contact of an insulting and provoking nature with the person of another, to wit, Officer Daniel Atkins, a police officer, by pushing past him and resisting arrest, causing injury to Officer Atkins' hand, contrary to the laws of said state, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. Oops, see, I did what I was supposed to not do. All right, let's go to the second count. Count 2. The undersigned, as prosecuting attorney, does further charge and accuse Michelle Marie Sabate with the offense of obstruction of an officer, in that the said accused in the state of Georgia and county of Harris on or about the 17th day of February 2024 did knowingly and willfully obstruct and hinder Officer Atkins, Hamilton Police Department, a law enforcement officer, in the lawful discharge of said officer's official duties by resisting arrest after making deliberate contact with Officer Atkins, contrary to the laws of said state, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. All right, let's move our way to count 3. Count 3. The undersigned, as prosecuting attorney, does further charge and accuse Michelle Marie Sabate with the offense of affixing of plate to conceal or misrepresent identity, in that the said accused in the state of Georgia and county of Harris on or about the 17th day of February 2024 did unlawfully affix to a vehicle license plate not authorized by law for use on it with intent to conceal or misrepresent the identity of the black Jeep Grand Cherokee, contrary to the laws of said state, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof. Signed by W. Donald L. Kelly, District Attorney of Harris County. I believe that ends that. Just a little place where they can sign. But there you go. Those are the 3 charges the district attorney has brought on or forth against Michelle Sabate. And again, to remind you, we have a charge of simple battery, obstruction of an officer, and affixing a plate to conceal or misrepresent identity. All 3 of those misdemeanors. All right. Let me jump back over here in the chat. And let's go back over here to the original page. Let me just chime in with you, and then we'll look at some more paperwork. So MTB, no, this was not. So she's been arrested already in the past for 2 DUIs. This was one of them. I'm pretty 99.9% sure. It just appears that the DA's office went ahead and didn't charge that as didn't file that as one of the charges for whatever reason. And again, I will double check that, but I'm pretty sure. All right. Thank you, Sicilian. I know you've been kind of following this case. So Zen asks, how has Ski Mask been? I'm not too sure. I don't check in with that a-hole too much, but last time I heard he was just doing the same old thing, Zen, just a different day, making the old, I need my medication. If I don't get it, I'm going to K myself. I'm going to hurt myself. F my parents, F my mods. I think he went off on Kelly, old Boston Kelly yesterday. And yeah, just living that life, man. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see here. Let's look at some more paperwork. How about, let's go to special conditions of bond. Let's just start from the top. So we're going to start from the paperwork that was most recent from her date of arrest, which was February 26th of 2024. This is the bond paperwork. Let's just browse through this really quick, see what this is about. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me just jump over back here. I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, okay. Well, you will here in a second. Hold on. All right, there you go. So looks like this is her bond contract. Let's see here. Are held in, that we, Michelle Marie Sabate, principal in Catalua Bonding Company Security, are held and firmly bond unto His Excellency the Honorable Brian Kemp, Governor of the State of Georgia, and his successors in office, in the penal sum of 1,000. I believe that's, I can't tell if that's $11,072 or 1,100. Let's see if there's, okay, there's the, I believe it's $11,072, 11072. And I don't know if she had to pay 10% of that, or if that's the percentage she had to pay, which would mean she had a $100,000 bond, which I don't think that was the case. So I'm pretty sure that's her 10% from a $10,000 bond or something like that. Either way, it's not important what she paid. But it's hard to tell because they don't have a .00. It just says, you know, you got your money symbol, cash symbol, 11072. But let's see if there's anything. We've already read these before. You know, just promising that you're going to appear. And then here's another one. Hold on. What's this? Because then there's another amount here for $2,822. I don't know. Let's see the dates on here. Is this for a separate bond? 19th of February. What's the other one signed on? 19th of February. So, oh, I guess each one of these is for, oh, okay. Each one of these is for every charge. So look at, there's, yep. So yeah, I think she was originally charged with the DUI because there's 4 bonds here, which would mean there's the bond for each charge. So that's what it is. That's the amount for each charge that she had to pay to bond out. So one total was, God damn, I don't know. I want to say maybe that's the total amount, $11,072. Then there's another one here. No, this one says total amount too, $2,822. Yeah, I guess that one was probably for the DUI, is the top one for the most amount of money. There's one for, it looks like $11,072, a bond amount of $2,822, bond amount of $11,071. There's another number I can't see. $11,072, $11,072, and then another one for $2,822. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're just repeating 2 of those copies, one for each of hers or something. I don't know. I don't care. But it could be safe to say that each one of these is for each charge. Maybe it's 4 copies and it's just 2 bond amounts, which wouldn't make sense why there'd be 2 bond amounts, especially when she was charged the bare minimum of 3 charges. But anywho, you guys can read that paperwork if you want to. Again, this is where you can find it, is on the Harris Clerk, literally harrisclerkofcourt.com. Just start there. You'll see a little menu and just hit case search. But literally harrisclerkofcourt.com. And you can find all this info if you want to read through this. I'm just kind of being transparent, showing you everything that's on here. I think the accusation was the most important piece of paper I wanted to show you on here. But let's go to special conditions of bond. This is a 1-pager here. Yeah, here we go. Here it confirms it. Let me share it. So this was from the original. Remember? Yeah, this confirms her original charges because they're right here. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm just waiting to see if it pops up on my phone. Yep, it does. All right, there you go. So this answers hopefully, well, I know we answered it, but now it confirms it. But see here at the top, those were the original charges. Simple battery on a law enforcement officer, obstruction of a law enforcement officer, affixing plate with intent to conceal, and the last one at the bottom there, DUI. Special conditions of bond read, the above case having come before me and consider with regard to the granting of bond, it is hereby ordered that said defendant be admitted to bond under following conditions. And it's not letting me scroll down here. This might be one of those. Hold on. There we go. Now it is. Oh, yeah, here it is. Here's the total bond amount. $15,500. Defendant shall not violate any local, state, or federal laws. Defendant shall not consume any alcoholic beverage or take or possess any drugs unless lawfully prescribed by a physician. Defendant shall not change said address without prior written notice to the court. So these are the special conditions of a release by the court, okay? And I'm pretty damn sure she has been in violation of number 3, allegedly. Defendant shall not consume any alcoholic beverage or take or possess any drugs unless lawfully prescribed by a physician. Yep, Grappler 6, no alcohol. Now, don't forget, this has been since February of this year. This isn't because they just filed it. What I'm going over right now is what they did just a few days ago, last Thursday, was they filed the charges. But this arrest stems from the incident that happened February, 17th of this year. So she's been having to follow these special conditions since that date. Very interesting. Let's see what else we got. Criminal warrant dismissed paperwork. That's probably nothing important, but let's see what that is about. Read this together. We're all here. Let's read this together. Dismissal of criminal warrants. Comes now the state of Georgia acting by and through the district attorney of the Chattahoochee Judicial Circuit for good and sufficient reason does hereby dismiss the above captioned warrants. Proceeding on other counts. Therefore, said warrants are dismissed without prejudice. The 21st day of November 2024. That was the day that they filed the paperwork. There's the warrant, DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol. So I wasn't aware that she had an open warrant at some point, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, look at criminal warrant received February 26th. Let me share this tab. So I guess they've barely dismissed it as of what? What did that paperwork say? The 21st of this month? But there it is. On February 26th, criminal warrant received. But unfortunately, there's no paperwork to read on that. And then 11/21, criminal warrant dismissed. That's the paperwork we just went over right now. Let me just go over the date again on this. This was signed the 21st day of November. So I was not aware, just based on what we're reading, and again, I'm not a lawyer, it does appear that she had an open warrant. I just didn't know this because I wasn't able to access this case information until today. As a matter of fact, most likely this information was available on the internet probably on the 21st or the 22nd, but I didn't look until today from the last time I had looked, which obviously the last time I had looked, this case hadn't been filed. So that's why I didn't even know there was an open warrant. Interesting. See, now we learn. All right, let's go back to the paperwork here. See what else we can read. The last paperwork I think we have is this discovery, compliance, and reciprocal request. Let's read that together. As of now, no. It looks like they dismissed that warrant. Now, that was on the 21st of this month. So based on what we read, it appears that there is no active warrants on that case. I can't speak on, the other DUI case that has not been filed yet. All right, here we go. Actually, that makes sense, right? Because yes. Now it's all coming to my mind. Remember, I went to that court hearing in February. God damn, it's been a long time, right? Wasn't it? It was in February or March. But remember, she didn't show up that date. That was the date when they had to bump it. Actually, hold on. No. I scratched that back. I did go in February, March. I forgot which day it was. But I remember the reason they didn't give her a warrant for her arrest was because that judge, because they had to push it from, like municipal court to superior court, because that judge, because of the extra charges and it now going to superior court, that judge had no, what's the word I'm trying to think of? No authority at all to do anything. So that was based on some information that I got speaking to a legal consultant, that pretty much because it went to the superior court, that judge could not issue out a bench warrant, even though she didn't show up that day. Now I remember. But I was thinking that had to do with maybe this warrant. Maybe it did, maybe it doesn't. Okay? Maybe when it went to superior court, the judge said, you know what? She didn't show up to the municipal court hearing. I'm going to go ahead and put out a bench warrant. Okay? So I may have been right. I may have been wrong. This may have stemmed from her not showing up that date to court. But things are kind of like, again, I'm just breaking this news because I found out this morning of it. But I'll start, going back and getting my incident reports and paperwork together. And come the day before her hearing or a few days before her hearing in December, we'll sit down and we'll have a nice case study. That way we can remind ourselves of everything that's happened. Thank you. That was the word. Jurisdiction. That was the one I was looking for. But instead, I substitute it with authority. All right. You guys know, especially if you've been following this case since then. Remember when we went to Georgia? That's when we went afterwards and we went and fed the animals out of the car. That was fun. Dude, if you've never been to a animal park where you get to feed the animals out of the car, if you can have a chance to, go. Now, I will warn you, even though it is more expensive to rent their vehicles, do it, unless you're in a shitty car. I was probably very, very, very lucky that I did not have any damage to the interior of my car exterior, especially with those fucking, I don't know if they were buffaloes or, no, they weren't buffaloes because buffaloes have the little horns. They were like buffaloes, but they had those big-ass horns, and they put them right in your car. But, yeah, remember, that's when I went down to Georgia. That was for her hearing. Anyways, let's read this paperwork here. So, this is in the Superior Court of Harris County, State of Georgia versus Michelle Marie Sabate, defendant. Discovery, compliance, or reciprocal request. Probably just her lawyer asking for all the evidence that the prosecutor's office has. This is pretty standard. We've read a lot of these before, but let's just read it together. Comes now the State of Georgia requesting that the defendant timely provide reciprocal discovery. Ooh, this is the state requesting the public defender or the defense for this. I was saying the opposite. Comes now the State of Georgia requesting that the defendant timely provide reciprocal discovery upon defendant's invocation of OCGA 17-16-1 ET, whatever the fuck that is, et sec, period. Specifically, the state requests that the defendant provide any statement of any witness in the possession, custody, or control of the defendant's counsel as provided in blah, 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 blah. Further, the state requests that upon defendant's request for disclosure under blah, 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 that the defendant disclose and make available for inspection and copying or photographing all books, papers, documents, photographs, tangible objects, audio and videotapes, film and recordings, or copies or portions thereof, and that the defendant disclose and make available for inspection and photographing buildings or places that the defendant intends to introduce as evidence at trial as provided in blah, blah, blah. In addition, upon defendant's request for disclosure, the state requests that the defendant disclose and permit inspection and copying or photographing of any result or reports of physical and mental examinations and of any scientific tests or experiments, which should include summary of the basis for the expert opinion rendered in any report as provided in blah, 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 blah. Further, the state request, let's just see here. You guys get it. Not going to read the rest of that. Again, if you want to read this on your own, you can find this through the harrisclerkofcourt.com website. Just do a simple case search, type in the Michelle's information, and boom, you'll see it. There's two divisions, criminal and civil. Now, you can't find information about her current divorce under the civil side if you want to read through that paperwork. But, of course, we went and found this under the criminal tab. All right, let's jump back over to the main page here. And I believe that's everything we have so far that's available to view. They've got a witness list that's not available to view. I'm not saying it is or will. I'm not too sure if it's because they're not going to make it available or it's just not available. It hasn't been, entered into their system yet. And then we've got the arraignment notice, which should be in. Those usually come out, nothing important on there, or that should be redacted, which is going to just show when her next hearing is, which we already know is going to be December 18th at 9:30 a.m. And that looks like that's scheduled as an arraignment. All right, ladies and gents, let me see. Make sure I didn't miss any messages. All right, let me jump back and chat with you guys, see what you guys are talking about. So that's basically all I have for you as far as my MGL update, all right? Like I said, I do have some more updates, especially for those of you that aren't members of the jury. If you are a member of the jury, please go to the Members of the Jury tab, which is off of the main channel page up at the top, and you will see that the last video I posted, it's about a 30-minute video, is a pre-recorded recording of me doing an update from all the cases that happened last week, which again had to do with the Action Man hearing, which we already know got rescheduled. I had broke that news. Hampton Brandon had his hearing. Just in case you didn't know, spoiler alert, we'll talk about it later. He has been released. Remember, we figured he probably was going to be released on that next hearing. He was. Then Old Girl. Old Girl's been rescheduled again for, I think, the third time. She has finally wrote a grievance letter. And again, this is all on the oscn.net website. And I guess the judge got her grievance letter and they rescheduled her hearing from December 12th to December 5th. So she's still in the custody of Rogers County Jail, but has gotten her hearing now scheduled sooner than later in December. And that was after a grievance letter was sent. Again, I'm not too sure. It doesn't tell us much other than it just says further staffing requested or further staffing needed, which one of the notes, it looked like they were having a jury trial, and because that was going on, they had to reschedule the hearing. But again, they've already rescheduled it like 2 or 3 times. So not too sure what's going on with that. But either way, it does look like she did write a grievance letter that was filed under the paperwork. And now they rescheduled her next hearing to December the 5th versus the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I'll get you all that update as soon as I go and listen to see what happens with the stroke-off hearing, which is going to be at 8:30 this morning. That is Pacific Standard Time, excuse me. So right now it's 6:39 a.m. on the West Coast. So a couple of hours. So most likely I'll probably be back here around 10 my time, which will be noon in the East Coast, 10 or 11 o'clock on the West Coast. And if you're in the middle, it'll be 1 o'clock. But I should come on later and I'll have an update, more detailed update on the individuals I just talked about, and as well as possibly an update on what happened with Strokeoff's case today, either as an audio, video, both, or just an update based on what they said on the internet on his on the case search. Any questions from the chat before I end this broadcast? Get this out of the way here. But cheers again. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your Tuesday morning. Hopefully you're having a wonderful start to your Thanksgiving holiday week. Oh, let me show you guys something really quick. Man, I want to see if I can get some more of these too. These are, so in this bag is the remainder of the stuff that we have to disperse. This is the stuff I'm going to go disperse on Thanksgiving Day. So we've got socks, gloves. We've got a few left of these. We gave away, I think, 1 or 2 of these. We gave away all the dog food, but we've got these collapsible travel bowls. These are pretty cool. They got the little clip already, so you can clip it on your backpack or whatever. But the collapsing, you can use it a water food bowl. But, dude, you know what I noticed about those gloves that we found? These things are legit. Let me show you. We got these at the dollar store, just in case, or Dollar Tree, in case you want to go see if you can find some for yourself. If you want, I would go buy at least 10 of these, $10, $20 worth, and give them away to anybody you think may need some in your area, because check them out. $1.25, and they're called 3-in-1 magic gloves. It's for adult sizes. These will fit children, teenagers. I've got small hands, and it fits me. I don't think it'll fit somebody that's really big or tall with big hands. That's why it says fits most hands, not all. But let me show you what this glove does, man. These things are fucking cool. For $1.25, check it out. Actually, I'm going to get one that is already split apart, I think. That way I don't split these ones apart. I don't think it's these ones. Let me see. I may not have any that are split apart. So I may have to show you on this one. Yeah, I'll just show you on this one. But check it out. So you got a regular glove, right? Oh, I already got a collapsible bowl, Sicilian, remember? I got a collapsible bowl, but even better, I got that cool little water bottle. I've showed you guys, I got that for free. It's the one that you squeeze. It's got the little bowl that folds up, little silicone bowl, folds down, and then you pop it up. It's a little bowl, and then you squeeze the water bottle. But check it out. It's a regular glove, right? Nice and warm. But look, it's 2 gloves in one, okay? So you've got 2 gloves, essentially. This is the first glove, the outer glove. Then you got the second glove, okay? Ooh, I wonder if this is also compatible with smartphones. Okay, for $1.25, I didn't expect it to be all that great. It is great, but it doesn't appear it works with smartphones. Big deal, who cares? Anyways, let me show you this. So you got this, right? Now watch this. You can take this glove out and just wear it like this. So say you don't want the outer glove. You can just wear this glove right here, okay? Or if it's a little colder, you can wear both gloves. Or say if you do need your fingers because, you need to use your smartphone, or, you got that pew-pew, you're out and hunting. You can wear them like this now. Pretty cool, huh? Now we can use our smartphone. There we go. Yes, but that's pretty cool. 3-in-1 fingerless gloves, $1.25, Dollar Tree, baby. But yeah, we've got a bunch of these that we're going to be giving out. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys because I thought those were pretty cool. And then let me show you what else we got. Put that back. So yeah, $1.25, 3-in-1 gloves. What up, Stroke Off? Hey, good luck, man. If you want, I'm going to see if I can possibly, I think they might have your hearing of it, even though you got to be there in person. They may have it available audio only. So I'm going to see if I can get in there in the audio only. But either way, it's up to you. Just let's say I can't get anything out of it except just wait for the internet update on the case update online. You are more than welcome to come up, and I can bring you up on the panel if you want to come on and speak on your behalf about, let us know what happened in court today, only if you want to. But good luck on your hearing today. We got those. We got even some in the women's color there. Ah, yes, these would be great for driving, Sicilian. Yeah, I can definitely see these as some driving gloves. We got some socks. These are, I think, 1 pair. These are like warm, long socks. Brand new socks to give out. I think we got some pairs of like some other socks, some other types of gloves. Oh, I have a couple of these left. I lied. I think we had like almost 12 or 15 of these. So I have like 2 of them left. But these are what I was telling you we gave away, was these face and body wipes. So everything I have here, the rest of this, I'll be dispersing this Thanksgiving at the Community of Hope Thanksgiving Day lunch dinner. So like I said, probably won't stream that, but I just want to let everybody know and say big thank you again for everybody that participated on Saturday's event. If you want to check it out, the live stream is up. And just want to let you know what we had left, and that I'll be dispersing that this Thursday. And thank you again for everybody that participated in that. We helped a lot of people. Trust me, that you can see it on the live stream. All right. I agree, Hundy Bills. I agree. And you know what? That's why I always say, as long as you're taking care of your shit, man, you know, that's always that's always the best thing you can do when you're facing those circumstances. When you run away from it, like Ski Mask Andy, that's when you get all this coverage, right? You know what I mean? We did give out a lot. Strokeoff says, I'll come on unless I'm incarcerated. I hear you on that one. I know a lot of streamers that could actually use one of these care packages. You know, though, but honestly, I'm glad that these went to people that actually needed them, that are really homeless, okay? All right. So again, Strokeoff says, I'll come unless I'm incarcerated. Thank you. I'm not too sure. I'll just wait for pretty much after your hearing's done, Strokeoff, and then I'll just round it up to the nearest hour. Most likely is when I'll go live. But again, if you're available, by all means, just jump in and chat, and we'll bring you up on the panel. Track Phone asks, can I get Nathan on the panel? I was actually thinking about that. I think he's been already on a lot of panels and spoke on his behalf, so I wasn't like really actively, you know, looking for that interview unless he came up or reached out to me and said, hey, I want to speak on my behalf about the incident that happened between him and Vegan Patriot. But we'll see. Ultimately, if I'm going to do something like that to be different from everybody else that brought him up, I'd like to bring both of them up on panel. That way we can hear everybody's story and see what's going to go on from that, if really that's what you guys want to hear. But at this point, until any charges have been filed, if there are going to be, realistically, I don't really cover anything unless there's been some type of criminal charge. But I have. I'm not going to say I don't. I've covered other incidents and, you know, IRL related things like that. But we'll see. I'll look into it. What I do have going on, let me tell you what I do have going on. I was going to talk about it in my next stream coming up today, but since we've kind of talking about it now, I am working on possibly getting Trina Golden up here on a live stream interview. Pretty much somebody from her camp has reached out to me through her Instagram, and pretty much the message they relayed to me is that she's got something important that she wants to relay to the public. And I guess she really doesn't have any other avenue to do it, just really through our channel, since we're the only news outlet that's really been covering her hearing. I did show you guys there was a what do they call those, press release from one of the local stations out of Olathe, Kansas, where her hearing's being held at. That did put out a press release when she when the jury found her guilty. This last hearing she had, her sentencing hearing is coming up in December. But here's the kicker, okay? There's an email. There's a whole way you got to go about this, okay? Because obviously she's incarcerated. So I guess they have some video phone conferencing system where she's able to come up. Pretty much I can contact her through email, messaging, and video conferencing. But here's the thing. I want this to be a live interview. Okay, I want you guys to be there and literally see what's going on as this interview goes. I'm not going to do this illegally. As we always do everything on this channel, everything is done by the book. So what I am doing right now is I'm currently in the process of reaching out to the Olathe County jail system, whoever is in charge of the media there pretty much. And I'm going to request pretty much a media interview and see if they're going to allow me to do that through the avenue of anybody else pretty much family, friends of how they contact her. Now, I can do it right now. Literally, I can just log on, make my account, probably get her up right now. But the point is I want to be able to put this up on my channel, and I want it to be live, okay? And in order to do that, I won't get in any trouble, but out of the respect of the jail and herself, I don't want there to be any legal issues, if you guys get what I'm saying, with her coming on and pretty much hosting an interview. Not hosting, I'm hosting it, but being the interviewee of my interview, which that's different. That's not just considered a regular chat with friends or family, because whatever she's going to say is going to be posted on social media. So I just want to verify with the jail system that it's okay for me to post her interview with me on my platform, is what I'm waiting for. If they say yes, then I will go ahead and arrange this interview. As I've always said, I still have my personal opinion about the whole case. I'm sure most of you know, but I will always allow everybody that I cover, as long as they're not banned from YouTube, to come up and give their side of the story. So there's what I'm working on. We've had a request to see if we can get VP and Nathan on. Like I said, I know everybody's brought him up. A lot of channels have already had a discussion with him in the incident. I know he's talked about it. He goes live himself. I've listened, I think, to his live stream is where I caught the story. But I want to see if I can get both of them on. We've had Vegan Patriot up here before on a panel interview. We'll see if we can get her to come on, and possibly Nathan. I'll work on that. We'll see what I can do. Well, that's what makes me different, Ace Man. Let's see what I can do. All right. But no promises. So yeah, we'll work on a few interviews. Like I said, possibly we may have Trina come up as on a live interview. Just still working on the legality issues on that. We'll see if I can get the Stroke-Off hearing available for you. If not, as long as Stroke-Off's not incarcerated today, sounds like he'll come up and do a panel interview. So, yeah, we'll see what we can do for later on. But either way, I'm going to come back later for a second show. I'll get you guys case updates again on the cases that went on last week having to do with Hampton Brandon, Old Girl, a.k.a. Alicia Heskett, a.k.a. Ski Mask Andy's girlfriend, not girlfriend, you know what I mean? And then, of course, Action Man, I forgot his legal name. He had his hearing, well, rescheduled. He's supposed to have one last week, but it got rescheduled for next month. So December is going to be super busy. We just found out today that MGL, a.k.a. Michelle Sabate, is going to have her arraignment now on the 3 new charges. Originally, it was 4. Remember, one of those was a DUI, but it does appear for whatever reason the prosecutor's office has decided not to file that charge against her, and has filed these 3 charges now that she's facing. All right, so, oh yeah, well, that's the thing, Gold Girl. If there is an RO in place, then obviously that's not going to happen, because even if they wanted to, I'm not going to facilitate that. But that's the thing. That's like I said, I always confirm and work on interviews. As you guys know, very rarely do I just bring up somebody that just pops in and chat. I have done it before. But that's one of the reasons why I like to schedule these interviews is, 1, I like to have a little background information about everybody that I'm going to be bringing up. And 2, I check on things like that, you know. So that is a good point brought up. So yeah, we'll have a busy next month. But most importantly, if you guys are members of the jury, or if you want to sign up, because you just can't wait for me later to give you that update. Members of the jury, you guys already have a case update as what happened last week. If you've not already checked that out under the members only tab. Otherwise, I will be going on later with an update again on all 3 of those, or 2 of those cases, possibly 3 if we get an update on what happens with Mr. Stroke-Off today. All right, everybody. I think we're going to call it a morning show. I will be back later. Can't guarantee what time, but I will be doing a second update later today. This was kind of just a, live breaking news. That's why I always say, keep those notifications on. Even if you're subbed up, most of the time when you sub up, it puts it automatically on personalized mode, which means you won't get all the notifications. And what you got to do is physically go hit that bell, the notification bell, and change it to all. That way you get all these breaking news updates. Because like I said, I didn't have this plan. Literally, as I was preparing for my original show, which I was going to do this morning. Now we're going to do it later. I just decided to check on, MGL, because like I said, I know it was already getting close to that 1 year mark. And I believe that's what I read in the state of Georgia. They do have 1 year to file that case against you from the date of arrest. If they don't, then those charges can be dismissed or dropped. So we were kind of getting close to that deadline. So that's why I'd been actively checking. Last time I checked, I didn't see anything new, just that last case she got disposed on. And then, of course, this morning, as I was getting ready for this court case update or the original case updates, decided to go check on MGL, and boom, saw that they had filed the charges. Again, it appears they filed those again. What do we say, on the 21st? Yep, 21st. It looks like is when all these charges were filed. Yep. So we found out today. So last Thursday, when they officially charged or filed the charges, found out this morning. So as always, tune into the NJCourts TV channel for all your breaking court news updates. My friends, I am out for the morning half. If for some reason I do not see you today, or even on, unless there's breaking news, I don't really have anything planned between today and Thanksgiving. Like I said, I may do a live stream on Thanksgiving. Probably not, just out of the respect of the holiday. But either way, I'll give you guys an update on how Thursday went with giving out the rest of our items. And we won't, I don't have anything planned unless there's any breaking news, which we've seen that happen. I will post, I'm not going to do a show, but we do have our annual, I will post on Thanksgiving Eve, our annual who's in jail during the holiday list. Okay. So we know who's going to be eating that, jail turkey and stuff in this year. We did that last year, and we're going to continue it as long as this channel's up. All right. It's a little yearly tradition. So I'll post that, but mostly all you'll see from me between now and then is community posts. Then as soon as Thanksgiving's over, we'll definitely do probably like a Black Friday update, or at least a live stream. And if I don't see you from now until the holiday, have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a safe Thanksgiving. Please be responsible if you're going to be drinking some of that vino or some of that content juice, as they call it. Remember, you got Ubers, Lyfts, friends, family. It's not worth it. Okay, you've seen it with all the coverage of these individuals, what you go through. And most importantly, you can hurt somebody else or yourself. That's what we don't want to happen. So stay safe, my friends. As always, make sure to keep your head on a swivel. Check that 6 every once in a while. I'm not going to say that I'm officially out of here, because I'm not. I'll probably see you guys. Well, I am going to see you guys again later, not probably. I just don't know what time is why I say probably. But as always, I love you guys. Take care. Again, if I don't see you from now to the holiday, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, my friends. Peace and love. NJCourts is kind of out, but not officially. Adios. Laters, Coconut Cult. Deuces, everybody.